Lord forgive me for this trap shit. Sergeant Smack making backflip. Telly Hank with the action. With the Vato speaking Spanish. Frank Matthews, how I vanish. Poof. Came back like I'm King Tut. Gold BBS is on a beamer. When Fat Cat was 10 queens up. Ball off the profit, not the re-up. Fly like Puerto Rican Jesus. Uptown like I'm Baby May, just caught a touchdown.
I'ma keep it 1,000, y'all see. I'ma tell y'all the real. The name speaks for itself, man. Zoilla. It ain't nothing like a gorilla. I ain't got nothing to do with no monkeys. You hear me? Zoilla. The name speaks for itself, man. I'm Rilla. You hear me? Point blank period. I ain't give myself that name. I was Joseph. Other people started like, man, you a real dude, man. They started calling me Zoe Realla. You know what I'm saying?
When driving through Baton Rouge, this is just one of the digital billboards that you can expect to see. A warning, enter at your own risk.
What up, Zoe? You already know. Kind up. Right back like we never left, nigga.
You know, like they, yeah, like other niggas ain't, yeah, like, man, come on, man, if everybody was real, wouldn't be no killing going on, man.
42-year-old Martrell Antonio Harris allegedly ruled the narcotics ring in Baton Rouge and ruthlessly ordered multiple executions when anyone got in the way of his operation. Police say one alleged hit was on an up-and-coming rapper, Lorenzo Dixon, aka Zoe Realla. Investigators say Harris paid two individuals $2,000 and a couple ounces of heroin to murder Dixon on April 22nd, 2017, as he sat in his car at Yo Way Audio near Wayne Drive and Winborn Avenue.
Baton Rouge is a city with no shortage of talent, but a short list of stars that actually made it out. While its sister city, New Orleans, had produced multiple chart toppers at one time, Baton Rouge had been a different story. Only a select few have broken through to national fame. And at the top of that list is the first name that everybody thinks about, Boosie. Now, the undisputed, probably king of Baton Rouge rap and the city's most accomplished artist. And for years, not really just the soundtrack of Baton Rouge, but a lot of the South. His rise with Webby under Trill and T would really go on to describe an era.
Who's the badass live in New York City? You already know what it is. King of the motherfucking hood. You heard me? Down south, big dog. I run that shit down there, man. And that's real talk.
But just in case y'all didn't know, when you're on top, accolades come with enemies. And from his high-profile feud to Nussy, to the long whispered about implications in the death of Little Ivy, Boosie's career really has been shadowed by politics of the streets that he came from. And in Baton Rouge, being the most loved is almost impossible, because when neighborhood and gang ties and territorial divides run deeper than music, because in Baton Rouge, just like a lot of cities, what you represent matters just as much as what you record. But if I had to name a person that was the most loved in a city where Young Boy would beef with G Money, then he gets killed, and then now he's beefing with Fredo Bang, and Boosie was beefing with the whole city, one name would probably come to the top of that list for me.
Man, it really was the smile, man. Like, man, it like with Zoe, it like me and him, you know, we was just like real cool. We used to talk about a lot of stuff, and just like, I used to stay let him know, like, man, don't worry about that, man. Keep pushing, man.
And he just, man, dude was a kind-hearted person, bro. You know what I'm saying? That boy had like 23, 25 bands in his mouth, so he had a smile that you just couldn't forget. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I missed that. Yeah, Zoe my dog, man. Zoe my dog, man. Zoe a good nigga, man. Zoe bought that paper, man. Zoe bought that paper, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what he had bottled up in his brain, like what was going on. Cause sometimes you might get around him, he might be just not talking. Might be looking at you crazy, you know what I'm saying? If you easily tipped, if you a cow out here, he gonna tip you over, you know what I'm saying? But like he dealt with his demons, you know what I'm saying? Like for real. But his face expression show that shit sometime, but like dude a good nigga, man, like real talk.
Just spent about 5 up in Gucci, a few racks up in Saks, or stretch the pack. I ain't worried about making that back. You hear me? Just spent about 5 up in Gucci, a few racks up in Saks, or stretch the pack. I ain't worried about making that back. You hear me? That ball rolls in my head. Got a freestyle. I always start from the top though. Freestyle another bar too. Got them 2 or 3 bars over and over. Start from the top, add another bar or 2. So by the time you get to the end of the song, you kept stopping, you don't really need it. You really just, that bitch gonna be in your head. And niggas be thinking it's hard, but it really ain't hard. You feel what I'm saying? I was telling you, it's really easy. The first time you do it, it'll seem a little hard. Second time, like I'm getting better and better with it, and I'm getting quicker and quicker with it. I'm fucking with it, but I'm actually writing that bitch. I'm just about me starting from the top. It's like, I'm remembering that bitch. I keep adding the bar and I keep starting from the top. By the time I get to 12 bars, I done rap this bitch 100 times in my head already. So I'm just getting that bitch and comfortable with your style. With your style doing that. Niggas be, say bro, this is what I'm sick of. Everybody always on this bitch, you know, like they, like other niggas ain't, like, man, come on, man, if everybody was real, wouldn't be no killing going on, man. Somebody gotta be the bitch ass nigga, man. Everybody wanna go in the bitch and act like they just the and ain't nobody else the Man, I'm the real deal. From the streets to the block, man. From the cell blocks, man. Yeah. Ask about me, man. I held it down, man. Yeah, when I was in jail, when the rest of them niggas from Baton Rouge was pussy, and Shreveport about 60, 70 deep in the dome, whooping the shit out of niggas. Yeah, I went out there. Yeah, by myself. Yeah, ask a nigga about it. Yeah, I live like that, man.
So what you gotta do to get that Travis James chain, though? You just gotta feel him. I mean, what it is. Be loyal. That's it. Right. You can pick it up from when you beat him, the loyalty. You can pick it up, or you gotta just.
I don't know, bro. They be coming out, you know. It's hard, you heard. They get out of you heard, and they switch. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell these days.
And then want to come back.
You know what I'm saying?
Wipe your hand in his feet, I might have seen it all.
Be for real.
Wow.
Everybody came around, I took care, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ball niggas.
I came home. Despite whatever was going on in the past. I came home, dude looked out for me more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Besides my dude, Thibodeau. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Left Lane Entertainment, you know. I'm always, you know, got love for you, but dude was there. And that messed a lot of people up. You know what I'm saying? Because they expected something else. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody entertaining y'all.
Well, so how y'all met each other? Y'all been knowing each other, or y'all?
Been knowing each other. He talked to my mama more than I talked to him.
Oh, that's even worse. So how they think, you know?
They don't know that though. They, you know, they went for the cane fields. They were crazy. You know what I'm saying? You just got money. That's what they do.
Country. Man, that's.
Now we gonna stick together. You know
Walk over there. That ain't country. We can walk over there. Ain't number water separate.
So both of y'all from across the river. Y'all been knowing each other.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, talk to my mama more than my mama get on me.
Well, y'all wait a minute though. Hell, how the hell this story came about? Who started this?
No, I jumped on Insta. I took a picture.
Not every rapper are just rappers. Some were signed to the streets long before they ever stepped into the studio, and their music is stamped by something that doesn't really need backing from a label. And I would consider Zoe Realla one of those artists. He didn't really flood the market with a lot of projects. His catalog was small but sharp, highlighted by the Fuck Your Mixtape Volume 1 Spare None project. And in my eyes, what would make his name ring wouldn't be the number of songs that he would have, but the company that he had on him, working with some of the region's top talent at the time: Snooty Wow, Main Music, Starlito, Mouse on the Track, Mr. Kane, kind of helping to groom NBA Youngboy. He would really carve his own space in Louisiana's rap conversation through association with some of the region's most recognizable names. And in BR, where, like I said earlier, not many make it out, sometimes those alliances carry just as much weight as a record deal or radio spins, sometimes maybe even more. But for all of the promise that he had in music, unfortunately, Zoe Realla's life would end far from a stage. In April of 2017, when he would be gunned down in his own city of Baton Rouge, with the police calling it a calculated hit. Court records would later tie his death to an alleged heroin and cocaine trafficking network, with investigators believing a drug kingpin put a bag on Zoe's head, a transaction they also believe was part of a much larger criminal enterprise. Those connections and the reasons behind them would eventually be laid out in chilling detail, which also may show a little bit of intel of why Zoe Realla may have never broken into the national spotlight.
We have Montrell Harris. He's wanted for first-degree murder here in Baton Rouge, amongst other things. We believe that he has some drug trafficking organization here in Baton Rouge between here and Texas. It's our detectives along with the ATF. We're working together in an attempt to catch Mr. Harris. Yes, he is. We believe he's been very active in this area. We also believe he's been linked to several murders here in Baton Rouge. He's been, we believe, indirectly involved in the murders by paying individuals to go and kill persons that he may have issues with.
About who could be behind a rash of deadly shootings from 2017. But those answers are leading to bigger questions about what police say is a dangerous drug ring in Baton Rouge. Lester Dewey explains.
These arrest warrants reveal some dark workings in Baton Rouge. They center around several deadly shootings in 2017, but investigators believe at least 2 murders were ordered by the head of what they call an extremely violent group of large-scale illegal narcotics traffickers. Police arrested Dexter Collins this week. He's facing charges in 2 cases. According to these records, police believe in April of 2017, Collins and several others ambushed Lorenzo Dixon, a local rapper known as Zoe Realla. This video shows the aftermath on Winbourne Avenue that day. Police records claim that the unidentified ringleader of the organization ordered the murder, promising the suspects money, drugs, or even a higher position in the group.
Court records would later tie Zoe's death into an alleged heroin and trafficking network that was led by a guy by the name of Montrell Harris, a man that investigators would say ordered multiple murders. Detectives would claim that Harris would pay a guy by the name of Dexter Dion Collins $2,000 and 2 ounces of heroin in order to carry out the hit. To some, Dexter Collins' name may sound familiar, as he would be tied to the murder of another alleged stepper from Baton Rouge named Tangi Swanson. And while Zoe just being connected to a drug trafficking operation might have been shocking to some, it wouldn't be nearly as shocking as Baton Rouge police saying they believed they knew exactly who pulled the trigger and even who ordered the hit and made arrests, but nobody was even ever tried for it.
Different murders in Baton Rouge is free tonight.
He doesn't have to worry about bond obligations, ankle monitors, or checking in with anyone on his whereabouts. Our chief investigator, Chris Nakamoto, reports on why people in Baton Rouge should be a little more on edge tonight.
Michael Sylvia, Dexter Collins wasn't billed within 60 days of his arrest. That, combined with the lack of evidence to indict him, led the jail to open the gates and allow him to walk free. Dexter Collins has a rap sheet that includes multiple arrests for drugs, 3 different murders, and much, much more. But Collins was freed from jail on a technicality recently.
We believe that there's sufficient probable cause to base his arrest on those. Our review, which is a whole lot more detailed review, ours is based on a beyond a reasonable doubt standard, and now a 12-0 verdict that we face.
Despite there being probable cause, prosecutors didn't believe there was enough for a conviction. Collins never formally billed, so he was cut loose after filling out his own paperwork leading to his release. Collins mailed it certified from the East Baton Rouge Parish Jail. Investigators believe Collins was a hitman, responsible for 3 different murders, starting with the shooting death of Lorenzo Dixon in 2017. 5 months later that year, he was accused of killing David Walker on Seneca Street. Walker was a witness to a double murder less than 24 hours before he was murdered.
I feel that what was done to him was low down and dirty and was not right.
It was this shooting in the Bottoms that sparked retaliation and a concern from police 3 years ago.
We're going to saturate the area this afternoon because the community is reaching out to us for help, and we're going to do the best that we can to give them the protection.
While Collins was in custody for the murders in 2017, police charged him with the cold case murder of Tangi Swanson in 2008. Swanson was found shot to death outside of a store on East Boulevard. With 3 murders police say Collins committed,
there's evidence that there's not.
The district attorney says Collins was let go due to a lack of evidence that could lead to a conviction. The streets, quite possibly, a little more dangerous now.
I think everyone has to use caution wherever they are. You know who people, they know what goes on, the people do. And so we need help from the people. And so sure, I think everyone should always be cautious, particularly dealing with someone they know.
District Attorney Hiller Moore says the murders Collins is accused of remain under investigation. If additional evidence comes forward, the case could go before a grand jury. For now, though, it's like those arrests never happened.